So, welcome everyone. Welcome back to this ServiceNow pe Charcha, one more episode. And I welcome Ravi, my
Thanks
co-host,
for me. Thank you.
all the participants. You are welcome. And in today's session, we are going to demo few requirements which we deal with on daily basis. Okay, so that you will get the clarity, you will get all the conceptual knowledge related to that. And with that, I request Ravi to start. Okay, at least for the first
Yeah.
one. Over to you,
Yeah.
Ravi.
So thanks, Omendra. Thanks everyone for joining. And what we have decided this time is to take few inputs from our projects or few inputs from other interviews, and then we'll try to get it solved for you guys. So I have bring one or two use case. OP will show you one or two use case which is really gonna helpful for you in long run, which is asked in interviews. The first use case which I'm going to show you is related to JSON parsing. I am going to give you a scenario which we have to deal with, which was asked in recent interview questions also. So let me start. Let me share my screen. I think I can share my entire video. Yeah. Let me know, OP, when you're able to see the screen. All good? Everyone? OP, can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see
Okay.
it.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now the scenario which I have noted down is this one. I know few of them might know this scenario, but this was also asked recently. So this concept is nothing but you are parsing a JSON. The requirement is given to you by your customer or by your interviewer is this one. They will give you a JSON like in this format. See the format. That's why I bring this over here in the bigger forum. See the format. Let me just make it little small. Yeah. See the format, guys. Sorry, my bad. See, start with backs forward slash status. This is key and this is your value. Similarly, comma, this is your key. If you wanted to write like a JSON, it will something like this. Okay, somewhere something like this. Okay. Now the point here is at the end of this href, which is nothing but the key, you have a number. You have to get this number out. Means you have to write a logic or you have to parse a JSON. I'll talk about what is parsing, and you have to get the last element out from the JSON. If anyone know, you can unmute yourself and let me know how you can do it. Else I will start showing how we can achieve this type of situation. This number can be anywhere. So but at the last, what is the shortest way that we can achieve this? This is one of the example which one of my students it has received in the future interviews and the past interviews they have received. So if anyone knows about it, you can mute yourself or you can type in the chat. So let me take you to ServiceNow. Now I have opened my background script to just show you how this really gonna look like in the real term. So I'm just make sure that whenever you are parsing a JSON, the concept is ServiceNow will return a JSON in the form of something like this. Let me just go to jsonformatter.org. So this is your ServiceNow. See, you have a curly braces on, then you have a result, then you have a curly braces off, and these are the columns which you can see right now. Correct? Now I have to get the incident number out of here. So what I have to do? Obviously, I have to enter into my JSON. So if I explain you in the normal term or in a very layman term, so let me take a snipping tool. Then I hand over to OP to show his use case. So you have to enter into this boundary, then you have to enter the result boundary because the data is inside the number. The key is number, and you have to get the value out of it. So JSON parsing is nothing but you are breaking the boundary. In layman term, I'm explaining you, going inside it and get the data out of it. So this JSON is nothing but JavaScript object notation. So we are annotating an object with key value pair. And when you go inside it, it has a format called curly braces off, curly braces on, and they have a key value pair. So now you are parsing it means you are getting it data out of this boundary. So that's why we will store this entire JSON in a variable, let's say X, and we will parse this JSON using JSON.parse. In a simple term, parsing is nothing but going inside the loop and bring the data out of it, bring the key out of it. So how to get it done? So let's go back to ServiceNow. This was a use case. Okay. So I have already written where X so that I will save time. So see where X equal to, so I have stored this JSON in the form of a string, but still it's a JSON if you parse it. So now the second step is I am going to create a variable called parse JSON, something like this, your wish. And the term is called JSON, JSON dot parse. This is very common questions asked in interviews when you are giving integrations interview. Mostly you have to pass the response body. So suppose this is a response body. How you will use it? Same concept, JSON dot parse, where the value is stored in X. X is my variable. So X hold the information whatever is there in the quotes. So I will pass the JSON X, and when I try to print it, suppose I'm going to print. I hope everyone know about what is GS. If someone who don't know about GS, we will do the session very soon with only with GS. So basically just as normal term is a glide system, nothing but a global object defined by ServiceNow. So you don't have to define like variable X equal to GS. No, GS is already defined. You can directly use to get the system information like user, current logged in user, add the info message, error message, session, date and time. All this you can do with the GS. And GS is only used in server side, not in the client side. So if I print this JSON, if I run the script, what it is showing me, object in the form of square brackets. So now I have parsed the JSON and I have an object called, that's why it's called JSON, object notation. Now I can access status and I can access href. So let's access href. So let me just type variable access key 2. Suppose this is key 1, this is key 2. Key 2 equal to where the key is stored in JSON, pjson. And what is the value here? href. So how to access it? Using dot working. So dot working allow you to go inside the JSON and get the key out of it. So if I type href, whatever is written over here, okay, and now let's print it out. js.print. So this is not Java, guys, where you can write only print or system out.print. In Java, we used to write. We have to write gs.print or gs.info, your wish. Run it. Now we got this information. The value of the key we are getting now. And my requirement is to get the data out of it. Anyone know how to convert this and get the data out of it? I'll give a pause for 30 seconds. Anyone know? You can unmute yourself.
Yes, everyone, please participate. Please share if you
So
have
this is
anything
your
related
JSON.
to this.
Yeah.
Right here.
This is your JSON. I went inside it and I just read this information. Now suppose I want to get the last element or middle element or first element. How you will convert it? We have this key now, and when I print it, it should show me only the last element. So there are multiple ways. Someone who don't know, what I can do is, we have the href in access key 2. Now we have a forward slash. Let's convert this into an array. How to convert string into an array? Anyone? Very simple concept. To convert a string to an array, let's say convert array. What we should use? Split. See, we have the access key now, which is this one. And I'm going to use the term called split. Split what? Forward slash. No spaces. Once you do this, let's print it now. Can ask me now, it will be separated by comma. See, everywhere we have comma now. Everywhere we have comma now. So now this is an array. And if something is an array, it means that we can play around with the term called indexing. So this is 0 position, this is first position, this is second position, this is third position, 4, and at fifth position I have my number. So how I can get the fifth position number? Simple, just dot. This is now array. Sorry, this is a now array, convert array. Now you can give a array is represented by that square bracket on and off, and you can give the position number. So my position number is 5. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I run it, I will get my number out. But this is called hard coding. Suppose this length increases. Suppose the last element I have to get out. Now this is v1 comma v slash v2 slash v3 slash v4. So obviously 5 will not work here. But this is one of the case where you can directly print the last element by taking out the index. Index is nothing but the position on which your array is placed. So array is basically represented by this square bracket, a comma b comma c. Array is a collection of elements d, and these are called indexing 0, 1, 2, 3. Now suppose the length increases now. In that case, how you can do it? Best option is, guys, the very best option is you have to use the concept of push and pop. You might have heard about it. When you wanted to push an element to an array, it will be added from last. Okay, if you wanted to remove the element from the array, obviously you will not remove the first element, you will remove the last element. So if I do advanced thing called pop, pop basically will remove the last element from an array. If I do that, if I run it, this is dynamic. Whatever the sequence you will give, suppose I'm changing it to v2, v3, v4, suppose a b c, whatever I give, it will always pick the last element. See, always. But if I would have given like this array of 5 and I have removed this pop, then what could have happened? I will get v3, which is not my answer. So always remember, if you have to get the last element from the script of an array, you can use dot pop. There are other alternate methods also, guys. You can use an option called for loop. Go inside each and every element of array. If the start with number, then get it out. But this is one of the easiest way to get the last element from an array. Give any bigger number, I can get the last element just using pop. And make sure that to convert the string into an array using a split technique. Why I have split it? Because we have forward, backwards, less, whatever was there. Any questions? I am open for questions, guys. Now, over to you, OP.
Great. Great explanation. And this pop thing is really, even I was not aware of it. Thank you.
No problem.
Yes. Anyone question? Any suggestion?
I will stop sharing.
Great.
What if we want mid values like V1, V2? What key we need to
Yeah.
use? Like pop.
Yeah, so you pop is only for last element, Ravi. If you wanted to get the middle element, obviously, first of all, you have to find the length of an array.
What if
So,
length like 200? I mean, my
sorry, I didn't
what
get
if
you.
length is very max? I mean, very lengthy.
So, to get the length of an array, what is the condition we have to use? Anyone? So, suppose your length is
Yeah.
10. Get the middle element, 10 divided by 2, fifth, 5. You have to print the fifth element, Ravi. And that's all. So, you have to use a for loop, get the length of an array, which I can show you in the next one if you wish. And second, what we can do is in the next technical session, I can show you, Ravi. So in a simple hint, what I'm giving you is get the length of an array A, B, C, D, E, 5. 5 divide by 2, take the nearest one, 3, and just print the 3 of three
Ravi, your
stuff.
camera is not open, I think.
Yeah, I think some issue is there. No problem. I'll refresh the page. But
Okay.
you got my
Okay.
point, Ravi.
So for first element, we can use the index number 0, right?
Yeah, index number 0, 0. Yes.
Okay.
Can
So
always
what
use index.
is like very high, like 30, 40, 50?
If it is 30, 40, 50 also, very
Uh,
simple concept. Get the length, suppose it is 40. If you get the middle element, so take the count as 40. 40 divided by 2 is 20. So in the middle, you have a 20 in index number 20. You have to print it out.
okay.
Yeah, as simple as that. Anyhow, I'll show this. I'll take this as an input in my next video. I'll show you because we have very less time today. OP has to
Okay.
be
No.
also representing. So yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
Okay.
OP, you can go ahead.
My screen is visible.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Ravi, for your presentation. Amazing stuff. Definitely, it helped many of us. Okay. So for my presentation, I have come up with a small thing here, which is scripted REST APIs. So people are generally confused or bit scary about APIs. And when it comes to scripted REST APIs, it seems like it is something which is very complex or something like that. So just wanted to share that scripted REST APIs are more powerful and yet very simple. And you can mold it in any way you want. So it has so much flexibility in it. Okay, so you see the difference here. I will show you some examples as well. Okay, so very easy to use, though it requires some scripting, but you all are aware of scripting, right? Whatever script you want to write, whatever output you want to achieve, you will get it from scripted REST API, but you will not get it from the standard REST APIs which are there in the tables. In standard REST APIs, I will show you that it is very rigid. Okay, whatever you do, whatever response you get, that response is always like in the same format. You will not change it according to your requirement. So this is the main flow with this standard REST API that I will show you here. Even though this is the simple example, okay, what I'm doing here, in this, I'm using query parameter, which is known as sysparam query, okay. So you can say we can write query in standard API as well, but that is very limited. Okay, you can have simple filtering, that's only, but rest you have to do in the scripted REST API. So let me show you first this one, which is simple REST API. Okay, then I have a straightforward, very good example for scripted REST API as well. Hide floating controls. Okay, so I'm testing this REST API using this Postman. This is the best tool to test all your all your customizations with respect to integration. Okay, so here I'm using this simple URL. This is what, this is a simple URL. You see the sysparam query here. This is the query which we are using. State is equal to 2, assignment group name is software, and simply how to get standard name of a particular API for a particular table. You see like this. Just after the instance name, use this API now table, then name of the table, and then you can use the parameters which are available here. Okay, there are few more parameters. You can easily get these parameters when you configure your API. Okay, so now what I will do a test here. Click on send. You see, I got the response as user not authenticated because I have not added some authorization here, because it is sending request to this instance and we have no value for authentication. So let's authenticate. So let me provide some authentication. I have some values here. So this is the user credentials I am using. Now send. You will see the response. Response is always like this in this JSON format. Okay. Suppose I want to do some more customization, like I want to get the count. Okay. Suppose I am an ITSM manager and I want to get the count of incidents which are assigned to my team. How I can do that? Okay. It is not possible in this. Maybe possible, but quite complex. But we can achieve that by a simple writing a query using scripted web services. So now let me show you one example of scripted REST API. So here you go under scripted REST APIs. So I have this one, ServiceNow pe Charcha demo incident. You just need to provide name and API ID. Okay, rest all things you will get automatically. Here you can provide security. All these are basic things. You need not to do much more here. If you want to provide any documentation for this API, you can provide. Okay. At the bottom, you see there is one resource. And this is the resource which I have created. Let me open this resource. And this is a get method. It means I want to fetch some information from the system. Which system? This system dev 288.594. Okay. And this is how I created it. I provided the name here, uses the get method. And at the bottom, you can see I have written a simple code. This is the main thing here. Rest all things can easily be created. Okay. Out of the box, all things are here. But the main thing is this query, which people think it's very complex. But you see, this is a simple query. It totally depends on your requirement, what you want to achieve from your REST API. If it is not possible or if it is complex using the standard one, just come to this one. Okay, let me increase its size. It's not happening. Okay. So here you see a simple logic I have written under try catch block. What I am doing, I am counting and providing the number of in progress incident assigned to that user. Okay, I'm just providing this detail, but this is not possible in your standard APIs. Very simple script, totally based on the requirement. So I think I do not need to explain this script here. Very basic glide aggregate script. I'm sorry. So what it is doing, it is just returning the string having the display name of the user with the count of the incident, right? So now let me test it with some of the users. So now here, click on new. Here I will provide my URL. What URL? The URL which we are getting from here. This one. I just need to add my, instance name here. So just like this. Okay. So now we need to click on send. Again, we made some issue here because it's not authorized. We have to provide some authorization. So same authorization, it is, some cache. Okay, so same authorization we are applying, same user. So now click on send. You will see the simple result. How beautifully it is calculating. Okay, the number of in progress incident assigned to user Fred Ludi is 3. So now if I go to instance, let's go to incidents. It is assigned to find Fred Ludi. This is Fred. Show matching. You see here 3, right? We can check with other users as well. Okay, I have one more user for you. That is Beth. Password is same for both. It is 5 now. If we come here, so matching for Beth, you see the number here. So the trick is not in the query, right? Query is very simple. The trick is how we mold the requirement so that we get what we are achieving for, what we are looking for. So this is what the dynamic thing regarding to scripted REST APIs. It has so much power and it will make your life very easy. Okay, you need not to make much more complex changes. Just you need to focus on your query. And nowadays, writing query is not a big deal, right? You have n number of options. Even you can go to Chat GPT, or even ServiceNow has provided code assistance, right? So I hope this is done for my requirement. If you have question, please tell me.
Yeah, that was a good requirement. Actually, most of the time, we have this option to customize it. In the sense, we will get a requirement from customer saying that write your own scripted REST API. Then how you will achieve this? This is one
Right,
of the important point. Super
right,
important
yeah,
point.
yeah. Any question? Okay, I think people have no question. Ravi, over to you for the next one.
I'm thinking to make Ravi question to be more interactive. What he asks, let's not do whatever I thought of making before query business rule. He was talking about how to get
Okay,
the
we
middle.
have one question. Just a
Okay,
minute.
one.
Yeah, sir, how can we ask customer to share their credentials? So you need not to ask customers, right? You will have some integration user, something like that, which is as per your process in your company. This is just a requirement. So this is just an example which I used here. Okay. So without authentication, nothing is possible, right? So we have to provide authentication. We have to, whoever want to consume your API, there you have to provide some kind of authentication to that. So don't worry, you will be getting all these things from the customer.
Okay, sir,
Yeah,
one question here. Can I please?
yeah, yeah.
Yes, yes,
Please.
please.
Okay. So, OP sir, generally, whenever we want to,
Call me OP, please.
okay,
Don't go
uh,
with my hairs.
okay. So, OP, the question is actually not related to the topic, but thank you so much for discussing. In fact, the difference between REST API core and scripted REST API was really good to understand. Actually, question is, for example, what I'm trying to do is I'm working or writing a query which can help the customers or ServiceNow customers specifically to get some insights of their incidents, right, which they have. But challenge I'm facing is people are not easily convinced to share their credentials with me. Not even an integration user or a web service user with very limited read roles. So how can I convince them? Okay, I'm going to give you something in return, with the insights of your incident, like what are the number of queries you are getting mostly in your environment, and how I can help them to resolve those kind of issues. But how do I convince someone? Okay, you give me your data. I'm not going to like make bad
No,
use of it, but at least a limited role user. How can I ask them?
okay. Just give me a second. Somebody is there at my door. Ravi, can you just take a moment here, please?
I wanted to
I'll
understand your use case. Who asked this
Uh,
question? Gaurav,
yeah,
can you repeat once your use case, because this is specifically for client, or how it is? Can you repeat again?
right, right. So Ravi, if I just try to normalize the use case, for example, I do have a third party integration with ServiceNow.
Okay.
Okay, and for that integration, I'm giving some insights to my clients on the basis of their incident data, right? But
Okay.
to even demo them their use case means how I can help them. I want them to share their ServiceNow instance, even the test instance or Q instance credentials with me, and they are
Hmm.
quite reluctant to do that. And I understand like what kind of uh, fears they have.
I
But
understand.
is there
I
any way I
understand.
can ask them for the least rules?
Yes, Gaurav. So basically, in that case, we never share. If you ask me, also, I will not share my credentials to you. What I
Yeah.
can do, the best thing is you can ask your client to create a user. We call as a service account user. And
Hmm.
what you can do is ask them to add just a role which is accessing that module. Suppose incident. So suppose you can give the incident ITL role, or not admin roles, or incident manager role you can give also, where they can access all the CRUD operations. That's all.
Hmm.
You just give them a platform role, SNC external. Now I am just assuming that you are working for an organization, so they could be external. and then give them a REST API access role, which is nothing but SN underscore platform REST API nowadays, and then give the module role. That's all. You don't have to give them all the access to the your instance. So I think
Great.
that will work, Gaurav.
Yeah.
Or
Awesome.
ask someone to share their screen or guide them that this is how it could be tested. You go to the REST API Explorer and ask them to test it, or use Postman to test it. There are only two ways. REST, if client is even elected to do that, then we cannot do integrations because we don't know what customization they have on their end. Correct.
Okay. Okay. Perfect
Rest,
answer.
yeah.
So
So
Rest
limited
answer.
just
is
to add,
SNC external.
Hmm.
yeah,
Go ahead, go ahead,
just
go
to
ahead.
add in Ravi's, apart from security, yeah, it's very important as he mentioned. Okay,
Hmm.
just to convince, just to add one more convincing point. So prepare some kind of, POC and with your role in dev
Mhm.
instance at least, so that you will be able to convince them these are the benefits I can offer. Okay,
Okay.
so just don't go directly by chat. Okay, I want to do this and something. Just go with a proposal where you already enumerate all the benefits which you can deliver. Okay,
Okay.
along with the satisfaction with security, which Ravi
Yeah,
has explained beautifully.
Okay. Okay. This is really helpful.
Okay,
Thank you, Ravi, and thank you, P.
yeah.
no problem.
Ravi,
So
over to
I'm
you,
taking.
please.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I'm not taking the question which I thought of taking at that is before query business or maybe in the next session. What I can show you is the same thing. Let me refresh the page. Yeah. And let me go back here because every question is important. Now the question arises here, how to find the middle element. So what is the middle element? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me add a few more. Suppose V2, V3, V4. We don't know what is the middle element right now. With ServiceNow, we'll find out. Or with the script, we will find out. This was a question, correct? Ravi, you were there in the call?
Yes, yes.
Now, whenever you get this situation to find the middle element from an array, right now it's not an array, it's a string of JSON. So we will convert into an object first, and then we'll convert into an array. Then we'll come back to your question. So very basic stuff. Let's try use JSON obj object. Simple. Same concept, JSON dot parse. Oh, sorry, my bad. First step, this is super mandatory. Super mandatory. Without this, nobody can do a parsing and nobody can convert it. So this part is done. Last time also we did that. Now second part is we have to get into this key called href. So how we can get into href? So variable, simple, get href equal to JSON object dot href. Here I'm not doing pop or something because we are not going to find the last element. Now here we have to find the middle element. After this, if I print it, and this is helpful for everyone. See, now we got it. Now how we have to do? We have to convert into an array. So simple, let's convert into an array. So let's say variable, give any name called parts into an array equal to href dot split. What you have to split? Let me split forward slash, which is written over here. See, and that's all. What will be the output? Comma separated value, which we see last time. Now, from here, the game started. Let me first print it also. Parts. Now you will get a comma separated value. Now I have to find the last element of then you can use pop. Middle element, I don't know. Now I will first find the length of an array. How to find the length of an array? Dot length. We have an object called dot length which you can use to find method, sorry, which you can use it. So I can use a loop first, or let's just type variable length just to show you equal to, instead of that just directly print what is the length. Gs dot print parts dot length. we'll get the count. 9. So there are 9. It is odd number, so we will use even number. You can directly divide by 2. If it is odd number, then what we can do? That's what we are here. So let me remove it. Let's keep it 9 as of now. And now we will use the concept of for looping. What is for looping? By the way, Ravi, you can answer because this is your question. What is for loop? No idea? Anyone from the chat? What is for loop? Let me switch back to chat just a second. Anyone? Shravan, Sagar, Gaurav, Rajesh, Rohit. Anyone? What is looping concept? Anyone wants to answer? Iterations. Okay, one answer is iteration. Yeah. So iteration in the mean, suppose you have one, one, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now you have to go through each and every line 4, 5, 6 and check what is the middle element. Suppose middle element I'm talking. Suppose you have to find out a number start with 4. So obviously looping will allow you to loop through the information which you have and bring the information out of it. So I can go to this one. So what I can define here in looping, we define a variable with a counter called I. I is just a variable name. You can use anything, your choice. I will use a counter called I and I will set the counter position as 0. And I will go plus plus. Plus plus means 1, 0 plus 1, this position, 1 plus 1, this position. So suppose this is a square part and 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Now I am using a counter. Suppose I have made a variable called I and I have set the value initially as 0, which is nothing but the index position of an array. I have to go inside 1, 2, 3, 4. So 0 plus 1, index position will be 1. So the counter will go to here. So I will come here. Similarly, 1 plus 1 equal to 2. I will come here. Then I will come here. Dot, dot, dot till it reaches the last element, which is nothing but the length of an array. So 0, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is there. After 7, the loop will end because we don't have any element after that. So keep in your mind, looping works like this. It will match till last element. So I can write like this, variable I equal to 0. And the format is like this, semicolon, I less than length of an array. So length of array was 9 and then I plus plus I. It means that go inside it, check till 9. After that, end it. That's what I'm going to do it here. Come back. Yeah, so we can define variable I equal to 0, 0, semicolon, I less than length of an array. So I can directly use 9, but I want to make it dynamic. So I will do it like this, 9 length, semicolon, and then I plus plus. And then it go inside the boundary we call as a loop. This is a looping concept. When I go inside it, you guys know, if I go inside any array, I can print the data out of it. Very simple. So let's print it first, gs.print. Let's say data position, data element something equal to, I will do a concatenation. You know, plus means concat. Concat means add. When I say concat, you can add a string to a number, number to a string, something like this. So if I type Ravi plus 1, 2, 3, the plus here is will join the string with number. the output will be Ravi 123. So what I'm going to print the output, I wanted to print I plus, give a space. I wanted to give a space colon something like this. And then again concatenate with where it is stored parts. Copy parts of I. So let's see what is the output. See, data element at 0, we have comma. If you don't know, let me print it here. gs.print parts. Enter, run. See, comma, this position is 0. That's why this data element is nothing. Second element is workforce. 4, 5, 6. Now we have all this element listed. We have to find the middle one, half. So you have a lot of techniques to do it, which is one of my favorite is, now you can count and get it done, but better use a function. We can say out of the box, we have a functionality called math. I don't know how much you know or not. Let me explain you. So let's say variable middle. I want to find the middle element equal to, we have math, mass. This is an interface that is used for mathematical operations. You can find the decimal count because it is a odd number. If you count from 0 to 8, the count is 9. So 9 divided by 2 is 3.5. We don't have 3.5. Correct. We cannot divide V2 into half. Obviously, no. So if something is of decimal, then decimal in ServiceNow or any scripting is termed as float. You know what is the meaning of float? Anyone? No? It is 3.5. Suppose float will take the nearest value, 4. So you can count 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So float, if you go to Google and type float in Java or SQL, whatever, Java if you type, what it will tell you, float method round the number down to the nearest integer. When I say nearest integer, 3.421. Nearest integer is 0.4. Obviously, it will go to 4. So if this is only applicable for your decimal values. If you don't use decimal value, then directly divide by 2. 10 divided by 2, 5. It will print the fifth element. So keep in your mind, float is going to be very useful for you. And that's all. Where is my length? This is my length. Copy and divide by 2. So this is one of the way, guys. You can do lot of ways, your wish. And then let's store in another element. Let's say XYZ. I am writing XYZ. Don't write XYZ because it is not a naming convention. So I am just writing. Please write a correct naming convention. So where is that? Parts. Copy. Dot. Sorry. Parts of middle element. And that's all. Just print V2. You can count 1, 0, 1, 2, 3.5. What is the nearest value? 4. So what is printed? V2. So if I now change it to V5, V6, accordingly it will change because it is dynamic. Now the middle element is V3. You can count. So what I have to do, again I am repeating, this part is fine. Till here is perfect. No worries. Till here is. Now after that you have to go inside the loop of our href, get the length of it and iterate through each length, to length number 1, 2, 3, 4, dot, 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 and numbers of length. So what I have printing here, parts of I means 0. That's why we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. If you don't do this also, we will just get the direct element called middle. So your wish. If you wanted to print everything together, you can do it. And now we can use math.float Math is used for mathematical operations. You can add sum also, and you can get the standard deviation also. And then what is the length? 9. 9 divided by 2, store in a variable and print it out. So Ravi, over to you. Did you have any question? You got my point, what I did.
Yes.
Sure?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Thanks.
And you have any question? Anyone else has any question? All good? I think one question is there in the chat. No questions. Yeah, nearest integer. That was correct answer. Over to you, OP.
Great, Ravi.
Thank
Amazing
you.
explanation. Okay, so for our last topic today, I have something related to CMDB. So generally what happen, when we get some kind of CMDB work, most of the time people are worried about duplicate CIs. Okay, so what we are doing, we are going into the system and manually we are checking duplicate CIs. Maybe we are deleting the duplicate CIs and we are doing a number of things. But there is one utility which is provided by ServiceNow and which is out of box, and it is very accurate to find duplicate CIs in your system. You just need to go there and then you can easily troubleshoot and differentiate between the CIs. The utility will itself find all the details and you can update, you can combine, all things you can do, okay, just by clicking. Okay, so let me share my screen and show that to you. It is very useful. Okay, I hope my screen is visible.
Yes.
Great. So for that you need to go to duplicate, write down duplicate here. So under configuration IRE rules, you see deduplicate tasks. These are very amazing things. So let me come here. You see it is already created some task. Okay, system is already creating the task. So these tasks are created based on some out of box configurations and it is free of cost. It is available for all the instances. Okay, all company have this kind of task. You can come here and you can remediate these duplicate CIs. So let me open few of it, or at least one. You see duplicate DUP 1002. Click on it. You see here the basic information. Duplicate record found in one class, that is computer. Okay, so it is telling you that in computer class there are some duplicates, and you see why they are duplicates. Duplicate CIs are found based on the criteria and attributes specified in the IRE rules of the CI. It means for this class IRE rules, there are certain IRE rules. Based on that, this system has automatically find these duplicates, and all the duplicate CIs have identical values according to this. It means this serial number is duplicate for more than one CI. You see, very easily and very close friends are being found here, which are duplicates. Okay, so what you need to do now, you need to remediate that. And for that, we need to click on remediate. It will ask you two things here. Use duplicate CI remediator, which is provided by ServiceNow, or use your own custom remediation workflow. So generally, we use remediator, which is recommended. If in case your organization has your own workflow, in that case, you can use that one. But for the time being, we go with this one. Click on next now. Now you see now the very first step is select the main CI. It means you have all the basic CIs, means all the CIs for which we have duplicates here. So these are the recommended and these are the all. Okay, so these all CIs have same serial number, the duplicate attribute, and this is the recommended. So why these three only are recommended here as a main CI? It is because you see the recommendations field here. Newly discovered, most related items, oldest created and newly updated. So based on these criteria, system is recommending that you can use one of these CIs as a main CI because it has its own points, because one of the CI is recently discovered. One of the CI is the oldest one. One of the CIs has more relationship than other. It means they have more factors to be credible. So that's why it is recommended here. So based on that, based on your discussion, based on your recommendations, you can select one of it. So let me go with this one because it is being discovered, right? So let's click on this. So I selected this one as my main CI. Next step is merge the attribute values. So now click on next. So this one is the main CI. Click on remediate manually. So now merge attribute values. So it may be possible that in the main CI, certain values are not up to date and you want to change it. So, and that value should come from any other secondary CI. It means all other 14 CI, one of the 14 CI. So you can see the values here. So these are the main CI attributes and these are the other values. Okay. So let's say this RAM for main CI, it is this one, but there is one more value and you can see other values. In some of the values we have null. Okay. So now if you want to see, if you want to update the value of your main CI with one of the other value, you can choose from here, but we'll not do that because we cannot add null here. Okay. So let's go with some other thing. This is 14 values. So asset tag, it may be possible that your current CI or the main CI has some different asset tag based on your discovery, based on your audit reports and all. Okay. So that's why let's say we have this one. I'm selecting randomly so that I can show you, but it should be based on your investigation selected. So you see, in future when I go forward, asset tag will not be this, but it will be like this from whatever I have selected. So I have proposed a value change here for that main CI. Click on next now. Now is the time to merge all the relationships and all the other things which are there for that main CI as well as other CI. Suppose you know that these CIs are duplicate, but user do not know that, right? It's already there in the production. And for one of the secondary CI, there are few incidents created and you should not delete those incidents, right? Ultimately, you should merge those incidents with the main CI so that the user will not get confused. He know that I have an incident which is open and it is with this particular CI because serial number is same. So he will understand, okay, serial number is same. It is the same CI, I guess, right? So in that case, you have all the options here. Whatever you want to merge, you can select. Let's say I am selecting all, moving here. If you do not want to merge, you have the other option, but generally we want to merge. So now click on next. So now what action you want to take against the duplicate CIs? So as you see, there were total 14. Total 15 was there, but one is main CI. So now we have left with 14. So now what I will do, I will delete those. Or if you want to set some attribute custom values, you can do so. Maybe you can change their status to retire or something like that. But here it is duplicate. We cannot have more than one CI with the same basic details, right? So generally we should go with the deletion. So click here, click on next. Now finally click on remediate. It will show you these things because we are going to delete, and if something is getting deleted, there should be some cascading things which has to be deleted. Click on proceed. It will take some time. After some time, you will see your main CI and you will see your remediation task and all the other CIs will be deleted. And this is how duplication or deduplicate task works in ServiceNow. Any questions? Click on check progress. So it is still in working. So it is still a work in progress because there is some kind of, tests are going on, some kind of jobs are running. Okay, so it will delete slowly because 14 CIs were there. But this is how the complete deduplication works. You can see the main CI now. This is the main CI here. So I hope it is understandable. Any questions if you have, let me know.
It was good, OP. OP, can you share your screen one more time?
Yeah,
I wanted to add one point to everyone
sure, sure.
and open the deduplication where it was showing the state as pending.
Okay.
Yeah, not here. Yeah, can you click on check in progress? So, guys, if you see down which OP has explained, can you go to the activities, OP?
Yeah,
You can notice summary of related item merged. So whatever he has added to the from left side to right hand side, all things are going to be merged, and whatever is going to be deleted will be updated on this particular work notes. There will
yes,
be a schedule job which OP has mentioned will be running so that duplicate CI should be remediated from your ServiceNow ecosystem, because when you have a perfect identification rule, the duplicate will never happen. So make sure that when you are working with discovery item in future or right now, if you're working, make sure that you have a check on certain things, serial number, your MAC address. If you're working with computers, laptop, then you have a name, and certain things are more there. You have to add that in reconciliation so that you don't have to handle it.
right.
ServiceNow has given us a demo data here.
Yeah,
So
this
this
is
is not
demo
because
data.
of,
It's not,
yeah,
it's not company data. That's why
yeah,
we are seeing this. But in company data, it may be more than this, right? We have more complexity if it is not handled properly. But you
yeah.
can definitely do this. So how to avoid duplicate into CMDB? Yes, make your IRE rules robust. Make your IRE rules as per your company's policies, so that you will see very less. Anything to add,
Same,
Ravi?
Umesh, you have to make IRE rule perfect so that you will not have duplicate data while doing a discovery. This was a question from Umesh.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm all good now. Any
Okay.
questions,
Great.
anyone?
So
सर
this is a yeah.
मेरा क्वेश्चन थोड़ा अलग है सर। सर्विस नाउ में अभी मैं नॉन आईटी पर्सन हूँ, आईटी में मूव करना है तो सर्विस नाउ के रिगार्डिंग कुछ ऐसा पाथ वगैरह कुछ कोर्स रहे तो इन्फॉर्म करो।
तो
और थोड़ा
अब
करियर
देखिए
गैप भी
वो
है।
बिल्कुल इसका पूरा डिटेल हमने लास्ट जो हमने सेशन किया था, आप उसको जाके देखिए एक बार, ठीक है ना?
हिंदी में
उसमें
ही हो।
पूरा 1 से 1.5 घंटा हमने उसी में बात किया है, कैसे आप उसमें इन्वॉल्व हो सकते हैं, क्या क्या आपको करना पड़ेगा, हर चीज का हमने डिटेल में डिस्कशन किया है।
उसका लिंक मिलेगा सर?
लिंक बिल्कुल मिल जाएगा, आप इस
लिंक
चैनल पे
आप
जाइए।
ओपी डाल दो ना
मैं
इस
लिंक
ग्रुप
देता
में,
हूँ अभी, 2 मिनट।
चैनल में।
और सर कुछ कोर्स वगैरह ऐसा है क्या जो हिंदी और इंग्लिश दोनों लैंग्वेज में हो सर?
तो
हाँ
ओपी
बिल्कुल
के
है।
चैनल्स भी आपको हिंदी में मिल जाएंगी रोहित। कुछ कोर्सेज है जो यूडेमी पे भी है, वहां से भी आप ओपी के चैनल के थ्रू वहां जाके आप ले सकते हो कोर्स। हिंदी इंग्लिश कंबाइंड तो शायद ही होगा,
हाँ
क्योंकि हिंदी इंग्लिश
कंबाइंड नहीं है।
कंबाइंड।
हाँ हिंदी या इंग्लिश दोनों में से एक ही है, या तो इंग्लिश है या हिंदी है, मतलब आपको वो मतलब मिल जाएगा, आप उसमें देखिए तो वो एक तरह से हिंदी इंग्लिश ही है जो हम बोल रहे हैं उसमें। ये लिंक मैंने दिया है, इसको जाके देखिए, इसमें सारा अच्छे से डिटेल है, ठीक है ना? क्या
ओके।
करना है, कैसे करना है, हर चीज है।
और सर आपके यूडेमी के कोर्सेज का भी होगा तो
हाँ
यहाँ मेंशन करिए।
मैं पिंक कर देता हूँ आपको।
हम्म।
और किसी का कोई क्वेश्चन है? एनीवन,
क्वेश्चन है
एनी
तो
पर्सन?
मैं कुछ शेयर करना चाहता हूँ ओपी।
यस यस
वो
प्लीज गो अहेड।
सो जैसे everyone know that I have launched a book recently 1 month back on ServiceNow ITSM. So you can go and get the details from the link which I will put in the chat, or whatever the collections we are making from that book is going to a charity, and charity name is also mentioned. Let me share my screen for a while, OP.
श्योर श्योर।
Let me know.
यस इट इज देयर।
So now, if you go to this link, this is built on top of ServiceNow. I'm not promoting because this is not going to my pocket. You can see here to order, please log in. So you have to log in with the credentials which is mentioned on the top of the page, and it will go to this organization which is at my hometown. So every purchase which you make via this link will go to their organization, and this is nothing but upliftment of a lower caste which people belongs to. They don't have money to read in schools, colleges. They don't have amenities, basic amenities also. So when you register, you will get an ebook. Ebook is something which has all the details what you need for ITSM, and the updates are also going to come like UI builder, workspaces, other things going further, which will be there in your Google Drive till your career, till my life. Second, it will be available on Amazon from first week of August. That is the planned date. And then you can download from your drive also once it is available in the market. And after that, you can download or you can purchase whatever you purchase. I think for those who have already purchased, you can download it, no worries. Those who have not purchased, just log in. On the top right, you have a login details. Log in here, fill the details, click on QR code or bank transfer, whatever it is. Right now 312 copies are being sold out, and the price is 999. Not a big deal for everyone.
Right.
It is just, will not get a pizza also nowadays for two people. This is going to this organization. You can search this organization on online, and yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Because after when I upload UI builder, workspaces, and custom widgets and all that, then the price will be higher side. So everyone who has not purchases, go and purchases. So that's
Great.
all. And let me show you how this book look like. Just a glimpse of it. So this book will be on your Google Drive. You will not have permission to download until I'll give you the permission till July 31st. After that, you will have the permission to download. You can download only when it is available in the market. So you'll get to three books right now: admin, dev, and you have dumps also. So for example, this is the one, and it has all the details. Let me just show you down. Yeah, actually, so you can see all the screenshots are there, how you are going to work on what are favorite, everything from scratch. Every details is mentioned. Maybe one or two details might be missing that I will be adding in dev. You have a dev book including scripting. Whatever I discussed there, it is also there. How to pass a JSON, client script is there, server side script is there, glide date and time, scripting loop, glide aggregate. Whatever I can think, I have put that in this book. Everything I have put along with your interview question at the last of the book. You can go and check. And the last one is your integrations. So it's all up to you. So that's all. Thanks everyone.
Great.
I'll
Great,
put the link
Ravi.
in the chat.
Yeah, please put the link in the chat, and I request everyone to have a look and make a decision to purchase and help. Okay. Yeah, before we wind up, this is the 4 requirements which we want to share with all of you. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned a lot. Okay, let us know your feedback. And I request everyone, once I share this on LinkedIn, please comment it, share it on your LinkedIn profile so that it reach to maximum people. And whatever your feedback is, good, bad, suggestion, anything, let us know so that we make this series one of the most helpful series for ServiceNow community. Okay, and we are trying our best, me and Ravi, and we are putting a lot of efforts. We are trying to come on every week, Saturday or Sunday. Next week also we have something for you. Till then, I hope all the best, and let's meet on next week. Anything, Ravi, before we
No,
wind
all
up?
good. All good. So please do comment so that we can take this further. And there is one question from Nitesh.
Okay.
What is the future of incident manager? Want to take this question, OP?
Yeah. See, it's an ITSM opening and everything, incident and all these things are not going anywhere. So yes, future is good. The way to handle incidents may change. You need to inculcate generative AI and all these things, how it is going to affect it. Rest all other things will remain the same. That's what I can say here at the moment.
Nothing you have to worry. For
Yeah.
incident manager, anyhow, you have to upskill yourself not to be incident manager for so long. Uh, go towards managing the entire product, go towards managing entire service now, one entire module that will be add on to your future growth as well as your salary packages, and that will be good to grow in service now. To be very frank, ServiceNow has acquired one company called uh,
Yes, for generative
4 days
AI.
back, a generative AI company,
Moving,
Moveworks.
MoveUps,
A
yes.
four billion company,
One of
$4
the,
billion company they
yes.
have acquired. Now see the market now in the next 5 years. I don't think so. People will realize that ServiceNow is the best platform. Yeah.
So I think this is it. Thank you so much, Ravi, and
Thank you. Okay.
happy Holi, belated to
Thanks.
everyone. Sorry, I forgot to mention in the beginning. Okay. Okay, let's meet next week. Thank you, everyone. Let's
Thank you.
wind it up. Bye.
Bye.